You walk into a luxury boutique on Rodeo Drive. You have $10,000 in cash. You want to buy a handbag. The sales associate smiles, offers you sparkling water, and politely tells you that you cannot buy it. You ask when it will be in stock. They will not tell you. You ask to be placed on a waiting list. There is no list. In any normal retail environment, a business exists to exchange goods for currency. But inside the walls of Hermès, the traditional laws of supply and demand are inverted. Here, having the money is not enough. You must prove you are worthy of spending it. This is the aura of the Birkin bag, the most coveted leather good in human history. For decades, consumers have accepted this humiliation as part of the brand's mystique. They believed they were participating in an elite, unspoken game of loyalty. But in March 2024, a class action lawsuit filed in California shattered the illusion. The plaintiffs did not accuse Hermès of snobbery. They accused the French luxury house of running an illegal extortion ring. They alleged that the entire mystique of the Birkin is actually a calculated antitrust violation, a systematic practice of forcing customers to buy tens of thousands of dollars in unwanted secondary merchandise just to be granted the privilege of buying the bag. This is not a story about fashion. It is a story about retail mechanics, the legal definition of tying arrangements, and how a multi-billion-dollar empire built its wealth not by selling its best product, but by withholding it.
To understand the mechanics of the Hermès lawsuit, you must first understand the economic anomaly of the Birkin itself. Born in 1984 from a chance encounter on a flight between actress Jane Birkin and Hermès executive Jean-Louis Dumas, the bag was initially just a well-crafted leather tote. But as wealth inequality accelerated into the 21st century, the Birkin mutated. It became a Veblen good. In classical economics, demand falls as price rises. But for a Veblen good, the high price is the feature. Demand increases precisely because the price is astronomical, serving as an unfiltered signal of wealth. Yet Hermès realized that price alone was no longer a sufficient barrier. If a Birkin simply cost $20,000, any sudden crypto millionaire or newly minted tech executive could buy one. The signal would be diluted. So Hermès engineered a secondary barrier: absolute opaque scarcity. They constrained production, citing the limited number of artisan craftsmen capable of stitching the leather. But the true scarcity was manufactured at the point of sale. The blind spot for most observers is assuming that Hermès makes its billions by selling Birkins. In reality, the Birkin is a functional loss leader. It is a magnet. The company's staggering profit margins are driven by the sale of ancillary, lower demand items: silk scarves, ashtrays, porcelain plates, shoes, and ready-to-wear clothing. In a normal market, Hermès would have to discount these items to move inventory. Instead, they weaponized the Birkin. They created the pre-spend funnel. Customers slowly realized that to even be considered for a Birkin, they had to build a purchase history. They had to demonstrate loyalty. In economic terms, Hermès transformed its most desirable asset into a lever, using it to artificially inflate the sales velocity of its least desirable inventory. The market accepted this as luxury gatekeeping. The wealthy willingly spent $30,000 on horse saddles they would never use and blankets they did not need, all to hit an invisible spending threshold. It was a brilliant, highly profitable closed ecosystem, until someone looked at the Sherman Antitrust Act.
The enforcement of this ecosystem relies entirely on the sales associates. They are the gatekeepers, the arbiters of taste, and the enforcers of corporate policy. To the customer, the sales associate is a confidant, a friend who might one day whisper the magic words, "I have something special to show you in the back room." But behind the velvet ropes, the associate is operating under a ruthless, highly calibrated incentive structure. The March 2024 lawsuit dragged this compensation model into the light. According to the filings, Hermès sales associates receive a strict tiered commission. When they sell a pair of shoes, a scarf, or a piece of jewelry, they earn a high percentage. But when they sell a Birkin bag, they allegedly receive zero commission, or a fraction of a percent. This structure fundamentally alters the psychology of the transaction. The associate has zero financial incentive to simply sell you a Birkin. Their only incentive is to use the Birkin as bait to force you to buy everything else.
The customer, meanwhile, descends into a bizarre psychological submission. They track their pre-spend ratio on internet forums. They buy gifts for their sales associates. They purchase items they secretly hate, terrified that returning a product will ruin their profile. It is a masterclass in the commodification of desperation. The ultra-wealthy, accustomed to immediate gratification and total control in every other aspect of their lives, are suddenly reduced to pleading. They are playing a game where the rules are never written down, the goalposts constantly shift, and the house always wins. The associate dangles the prize. The customer empties their wallet on the periphery. It is a perfect symbiotic relationship of manipulation and desire, heavily insulated by the subjective defense of brand protection. Hermès publicly denies that the pre-spend exists. They claim bags are offered to clients who appreciate the entire maison. But the math of the sales floor tells a different story, and the plaintiffs in California decided it was time to run the numbers.
The breaking point arrived in federal court. Tina Cavalleri and Mark Glinoga filed a class action lawsuit in the Northern District of California, targeting the very foundation of the Hermès retail model. Cavalleri alleged she was coerced into spending tens of thousands of dollars on ancillary products, only to be told she needed to buy more to maintain her profile. Glinoga claimed he attempted to buy a Birkin outright and was repeatedly instructed to purchase other items first. They did not sue for emotional distress, they sued for antitrust violations. Specifically, they accused Hermès of an illegal tying arrangement. In U.S. antitrust law, a tying arrangement occurs when a seller with immense market power in one product, the tying product, forces buyers to purchase a separate, distinct product, the tied product, as a condition of sale. To prove this, plaintiffs must establish that the seller has enough economic power in the tying market to restrain free trade in the tied market. Hermès, the lawsuit argues, has absolute monopoly power over the Birkin bag. There is no substitute. By linking the purchase of a Birkin to the purchase of scarves and shoes, Hermès is allegedly using its market dominance to suffocate competition in those secondary markets. Why buy a scarf from a competitor when buying a Hermès scarf gets you closer to a Birkin? The tension here is immense. Hermès' defense is entirely reliant on the concept of deterrence. They argue that if they simply sold Birkins to anyone with cash, the market would be overrun by flippers. And the secondary market data is impossible to ignore. On platforms like StockX, Sotheby's, and Purvey Porter, a pristine Birkin bought at retail for $12,000 routinely sells for $30,000 to $40,000 within 24 hours. This premium proves the artificial scarcity. Hermès claims they are simply ensuring their bags go to true patrons of the brand, not arbitrageurs looking to turn a quick profit. But the plaintiffs argue this is a semantic smokescreen for exploitation. By refusing to raise the retail price to meet the secondary market equilibrium, Hermès captures the difference not in cash, but in forced inventory liquidation. The pre-spend is the premium. The lawsuit strikes at the heart of luxury retail economics.